Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Just Plain Living. I'm John Gray.
Good morning, I'm Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller. We're glad to be here this morning. There's a lot of stuff happened since the last time we were here.
What was that? I can't remember any of it. You know how it is when you're my age.
Well, Peggy's in the middle of country.
She doesn't know. She has no idea anything in the world's going on other than South Jackson.
The election came off.
It could all be blown up. Peggy wouldn't even know.
That's right.
They didn't blow up South Jackson and the road from there to her house.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, what happened? Tell me.
I don't know what
well, you know, I was talking about the elections. We've had elections here, here in Tullahoma.
And it went well, didn't it?
Yeah, it went well, yeah.
But I read in the paper
I got to work with John for the first time, and I don't know when.
I read in the paper that not everybody came out like they should.
Well,
I'm not in the city, so
the turnout was incredibly low.
I wonder why that was.
Incredibly low. You know, typically in city elections, particularly here in Tullahoma, that, you know, if there's not a mayor's race or something like that to bring them out, then they don't seem to care a whole lot about who their alderman is in those off years.
Actually,
it is sad.
Yeah, it is very sad.
The Tullahoma News kind of had they did some research on that. And of course, there's like 18,000 people live in Tullahoma. There's 12,000 registered voters, and there were 1,300 that actually went to vote.
That actually voted.
Yeah, that's just unbelievable. Yeah,
11%.
So that means they don't care what you do.
Well,
maybe they think everything's going well.
You need to think about it. Manchester has gone to elections every 4 years, and we still have elections. Well, no, we have election every year.
Every year,
because, or theirs is 3 years or something. So this, not only did we not have a mayor, but we didn't have any county people to vote for.
Right.
We didn't have any state people to vote for or federal people to vote for. So the election was just for 2 aldermen and 2 school board members in Tullahoma. And you'd still think people would come out and do it. Yeah, sure it is.
Thank God somebody
the county mayor, David Pennington's in the studio today, so I'm not sure how that cycle works, but he probably knows that. And I'll give him a heads up in case he don't. He can find out before he gets up here.
I'll guarantee you. He's got that figured out.
Yeah.
Right.
We have David here to talk with us today, and we also have the Ultimate Oldies are here.
I know.
They're getting ready to have their show, another show.
Over at Manchester
That's
Arts.
going to be great. You've got South Jackson Goes Country.
I've got South Jackson Goes Country.
Happening this weekend.
It's happening every night.
Well,
Until the weekend ends.
When it gets down to this time, yeah, it's every night.
Yeah, it's every night.
You had commercial last night?
3 different shows. Did commercials last night, laughed a lot, so I think they're going to go.
Good.
If they don't make me laugh, they're not ready.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the way they have to be.
And the timing, you know, just like any comedy, the timing is so important on that stuff. The delivery, how it's delivered, and the timing on how it's delivered.
You know, we have a cast of commercial people that kind of are into that.
Oh,
know what makes people laugh, and when they're on, they're on.
I can only imagine that's a lot of work to make those commercials happen, though.
Well, it is. But we have a good working group that writes the commercials. It's not just me. Lord knows I'm just walking around there pretending to be in charge.
You're zombified by now.
Right.
Peggy is in control for about 2 months.
Right.
And the closer we get to opening night, and when we open on Friday night, Peggy has no control. She has no control anymore.
Well, I can imagine that, and really I can't, because you know, from my experience of doing the Big Brothers Telethon, which was karaoke.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's just hard to imagine how many things you got to think of. And Peggy's using real musicians.
Well,
we didn't have to worry about the band.
The hardest thing that I have to do is the fact that it's 3 different shows, and like we practice on Sunday, and everybody that's working on Sunday has got to remember that for a week, and we don't hone it out like you do when you do a play. You practice everything night after night. We're practicing different things all the time, and they're having to memorize, well, this happens Sunday, this happens Saturday, and this is going to happen Friday. You got it in your head?
Oh yeah. Well, the thing about it is why it works so well is Sunday we practiced the Sunday show for this next Sunday. Yeah, it's a week away. Tonight we'll practice the Saturday show. And then Thursday night, you practice the Friday show, which the next night you do.
Right.
And so you're really comfortable with that Friday show. And then after you go through a show,
it kind of works.
particularly the
yeah.
commercial people. By the time, because they're practicing the same thing.
Right. That's the only thing that's consistent.
You know, and so by the time you go through that first show, then you're comfortable when you get to the second, third shows.
The neatest thing for me is that I have watched young kids grow up into
Oh, yeah.
seasoned performers, and they're older than I am finally.
Well, there's some there that I remember that they were, you know, there's some that have been there from that tall, and now they're 35 years old.
yeah, like Jacqueline Sullinger. for
Jacqueline
instance.
Sullinger,
Tiny little girl, and then she grew up and got
Amanda Brock.
engaged last year
Yeah.
on the show, and I
Amanda
expect her to
Brock,
get married
now
on
her
the show one
her
day.
son's involved.
Exactly.
Yeah,
There's a lot of family.
that really makes you feel your age, or makes
Nah.
you realize how old you are.
I don't feel nothing.
I can remember at the Legion, when I really thought I may have been here too long is when occasionally somebody will do something that you have to call them down for and
Yeah.
be their mom and daddy, but you know, when I really realized, boy, I've been doing this a long time,
Yeah.
is when I started running into kids and having to talk with them about the way they were acting, and I thought, I think I had to talk with your parents
Yeah.
at some point.
Exactly,
You know?
and that's what
You know,
Your daddy acted the same way you are.
yeah, exactly. So, man,
We do have some great talent on the show, though. Honestly.
Oh yeah.
Every show has its own special flavor, and buy 3 tickets.
Well, the thing about it is, talk about makes you feel old. What it makes you feel is young.
True.
Because when you're out there with those young people and they're excited and there's things going on and you have to use problem solving skills and you have to be quick, and because if something doesn't happen exactly perfect, then maybe because I'm the MC, so you know I've got to react to that and fill time, which I'm pretty good at running my mouth. So that's.
I was going to say,
You
John,
are
I
real
can't
good.
think of anybody that would be any better at that, you know. Because
are
John,
good.
I have noticed that over the years that John can talk to you for 35 minutes about nothing. If he's got to cover,
I think he
if he's
wrote the
got to cover it,
Seinfeld show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I wish I were.
Show about nothing.
Yeah, I wish I were. We'd be in a better studio than we are right now.
And believe
We like where we
believe
are.
me, in this business, you have to do that, because sometimes we come up here and we got to cover this 9 or 10
You know
minute
what?
opening. We got nothing.
Just in case you want to buy a ticket, it's 931-455-5321. Make reservations. You get a ticket for $15 if you buy it before you go to the show. If you can show up at the door for a ticket, it's $17. So that's good
And on
news to know.
Saturday night, before you go to the show, there's a opening at the Arts Center.
That's right.
Michael Bush and his wife Madonna are opening. He's a painter,
He's wonderful.
and she's a jeweler, and they have fabulous stuff. Michael got his start in Hollywood painting movie sets, and one of his claim to fame is he is the only one that painted all 6 of the sharks in Jaws.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, there were 6 of them, and he painted on all 6 of them.
Oh, cool.
Yes, excellent.
But he told me how one time they went in some bank somewhere where they were shooting in L.A. or San Diego or something, and the bank had just remodeled and spent millions of dollars, and they wanted to use this bank building, so they had to go in and take plywood and build walls in front of all the walls and paint the plywood to look like the walls that were behind them, to where they didn't mess up
Yeah.
the walls that were
That were
behind
there.
them. Yeah, and you know his story's incredible, but he's a very different artist. He paints wonderfully.
Is he
It's
the one that does those
whimsical.
skinny women.
Yeah,
And
big hair
out at the Balboa banquet hall, they're on all the walls.
and they have
Yeah.
motion. When he wants something to look like it's moving, he'll have 3 legs on a person,
Right.
and
It's
one
amazing.
will be have one here and one here to
I
where
like his use
you
of
look
color.
at. Yeah, color's incredible.
He loves color. One other thing about the country
6
show.
o'clock, Fine Arts Center.
You can come at 6 o'clock on Friday and Saturday, run across the street to Fine Arts Center, come back and eat dinner at
Yeah.
South Jackson for $5. You get barbecue, you get a drink, you get
Chips.
It's a good deal.
Yeah.
That's Friday and Saturday. Maybe
So, and that's-
Sunday if food's left.
And that's the way that South Jackson makes some money to stay open
Oh my gosh, there's so much needs to be done there.
everywhere.
Anybody out there that has money they want to get rid of, call us. We'll take it.
Yeah. Yeah, sure
We're always
will.
desperate.
Sure will.
Good luck with that. There's
Yeah,
a lot
right.
of people standing in line.
Everybody's got their hand out.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, I think there was a football game on television this week.
Yeah, they were. Dallas played somebody. I forget who, but
Miami.
Miami, yeah, that's right.
So, Tullahoma High School, first football game is the 23rd.
Is it that soon? Unbelievable.
Great.
Yeah.
23rd.
I know they're back in school, aren't they?
Back in school.
Yeah.
They went back to school this week. And so all you folks out there driving around town, remember there's little kids everywhere now in the afternoon and in the mornings. So pay attention.
Anybody needs a dog, we got a dog on the show today.
Bow wow.
He looks cute.
He does look cute.
Yeah.
He does look cute. So we forgot to say that our new aldermen are Miss Renee King and Jackie Duncan. And our new school board members are Jessica Fogarty and then Miss Lawson.
Teresa.
Teresa Lawson re-won her seat as an incumbent.
Right.
So got great people. And Jimmy and I made the statement the other night. You know, we had four people, four running for each of those seats, and we're fortunate they were all good people. I mean,
They were
there's
all good people.
no way you're a loser,
Right.
because we're fortunate to have people in our town that want to step up
Exactly.
and serve and do those things, and they were all good candidates.
You know, it was kind of neat that in that race, Jessica Fogarty, first time to make a political race, and Renee King both led the ticket in the first time out. Both of them were women, so you know.
And I told Pat Welch, who's chairman of the school board, he's the only man on that board now.
Good luck with that.
I said, you're gonna be like herding cats over there.
No, those are strong women.
Yeah,
Sure, they're strong women. Y'all are taking over the world.
Yeah.
It's all right with me.
I think we did that a long time ago. You all just weren't smart enough to notice.
No, you're just now showing us that you're in charge.
Yeah.
You always
John-
We gotta
have
go.
been.
John for sure is smart enough to notice. He always knows who's
Yeah.
in charge of his
There's
house.
no
Yeah.
doubt. And right now I am. And that means we're getting ready to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the rest of this week's show. Don't you go away. Fun is ahead. Guaranteed. Are you a shoeanista with no place local to find your style? Well, now you don't have to travel any further than Bren's Shoe Boutique, located at the Village on Jackson, 1940 North Jackson Street, Suite 120 in Tullahoma. From funky to formal, you can find the fit and style that will make you smile at Bren's. A shoeanista herself, owner Brenda Kemp offers brands like Rocket Dog, Jessica Simpson, Mia, Nine West, J. Renee, Bandolino, and more. Want that accessory splash that none of your friends have? Bren's offers a selection of one-of-a-kind handbags and jewelry with just the right bling. So if your shoe selection doesn't stack up, find what you've been looking for at a price you can afford at Bren's Shoe Boutique, now open in Tullahoma.
Hi, this is Peter, and I work for the American Red Cross. During events like this, people are always asking how they can help. For just an hour of your time and a little stick in the arm, you too can help save a life. There's always a constant need for blood. Make an appointment with the American Red Cross and donate some blood. Call 1-800-RED-CROSS or go online to redcrossblood.org. Thank you.
The Charter Triple Play lets you experience TV, internet, and phone the way you want with no contracts. Hooked on HD? Now over 100 HD channels available. Movie lover? Get 10,000 on-demand movies and shows. 1,500 in HD, including movies in 3D. Missing your favorite shows? Record and watch TV with DVR service for 4 rooms and over 780 hours of storage space. Get Charter TV for $29.99 a month. Photo fiend, music fan, video streamer? Switch to super fast Charter Internet and do it all with the bandwidth to support all your devices. At 30 megabits per second, Charter Internet is 10 times faster than the phone company's DSL. Get Charter Internet for $29.99 a month. Want more talk for less? Charter Phone has unlimited long-distance calling with no added fees like the phone company charges. Get Charter Phone for $29.99 a month. The new Charter Triple Play. TV, internet, and phone for just $29.99 a month each when bundled. Call 855-81-T-PLAY now.
Welcome back. This is one of my favorite parts of this show. It's the day with the dog. I'm so happy to have with me Kevin Whipple from the Animal Shelter. And who's the dog?
The dog is Benny.
Benny.
Uh-huh.
Benny is about 7 years old.
7, 8, somewhere in there. He's an older boy.
And he's very gentle, isn't he?
Oh, he's a real calm dog. He don't like to move around very much, but he likes to go outside and walk with you.
And how'd y'all find him?
Well, we found him. He was having a heat stroke when we found him. He was laying out in a parking lot, and he was under one of the cars. He was laying there panting real heavy, and he was
Almost passed out?
almost passed out. We thought he was at the end, but we got him air conditioned, and he was good to go after that. Yeah, he's just like a whole new dog
He seems
after
like
that.
he'd be a great dog for somebody that doesn't do a lot of walking and running and jumping and leaping. He
Yeah.
might be a good dog for someone older to have.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a sweet
Oh, yeah.
dog.
Yeah, definitely.
What kind of dog is that? Is it a male or female?
He's a boy. He's a Boston.
Oh, Benny, I guess so.
Yeah, he's a Boston Terrier mix.
Well, he's
He's mixed with them, and he's just.
You have a lot of dogs on hand right now to get out?
Oh yes, we got more than ever now. We're either at 70 or we're near 70.
Oh my goodness! Because I know there was a spot this recently when you got sorted down with your dog.
Yeah, it
but
just
now
keeps
it's
going
back
up. It just keeps going up.
What a great job you all do, though, with bringing them back to life and keeping them fed and keeping them clean and giving them shots.
Yeah,
this dog has had all his shots.
He's completely vaccinated. He's had his shots. He's had his rabies vaccinations.
He's been neutered.
He hasn't been neutered yet, but that would come with the adoption.
Okay.
And he has proven heartworm negative, so he doesn't have any heartworms.
Doesn't have heartworms.
Nope, and he's updated and everything.
That's kind of interesting. What causes heartworms?
Oh, it just about anything.
Is there anything that a person that owns a dog can do to keep them from getting heartworms?
They'll do it from eating feces, anything like that. It's
yeah.
just they'll pick
Yeah.
it. They can pick it up. It's just.
It's just something they get, so
Yeah,
you can't
the
necessarily
best thing you
stop
can
it
do is just take them to the vet once a year to get them heartworm checked.
and make sure they're okay.
Yeah, just that's the best thing you can do for them.
I guess in a way we've had a good summer for animals because it hasn't been extremely hot much.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I know there's certain precautions that you're supposed to take when you have an animal in the summer.
Oh yeah.
And
don't.
what are some of those things?
Well, one of the things is if you take your dog out, like you're going to the lake, just don't leave them in the car, or
I know
or you
people
take
need
them.
to be careful of that.
Yeah, or you take them to the store. If just don't. It's best just not to leave them in the car.
home.
Leave them home in the air conditioner is better
It's a
than.
dog.
Yeah. Yeah, you leave
He
them in
doesn't
the
have to
car.
go to the store.
yeah. And I mean, we've had some instances where we've already had to rescue them out of cars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll go in the store and the dog will be.
I know, and I
about to
always
die.
worry about people. They go on long trips and they take their dogs with them.
Yeah.
And they're not allowed to go in a restaurant. The dog has to stay outside.
Dog
So
stays out in the car.
in
And,
the summer, even in the winter, it's too cold.
yeah, well,
Look at Benny.
summer it'll
Benny's
get
so tired.
it'll get real dangerous for them.
Yeah.
But
So this dog is ready to be adopted.
Oh,
and
yes.
Anybody that would like to take care of the sweet Benny,
Yep.
give us a call.
Yep.
454-9580. And I suppose you have big dogs, little dogs,
we
wide dogs, and
we
short
got
dogs.
every dog and its brother.
Yeah.
So we've got them all in there.
Have y'all got any fundraisers coming up anytime soon for
Not that I
to help
know
out
of.
with raising money? I know that you're always willing to take money.
Definitely.
People that love the animals and want to help support them. I think you can
we-
always. What would they write a check to the Tullahoma?
They can write a
Animal
check to
Shelter?
the Tullahoma Animal Shelter. They can, or cash, just however they feel.
However they wanna do it.
Even a bag of dog food is helpful.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, or
I can't imagine what it costs to feed 70 dogs.
Oh, it can be
70
expensive.
dogs is a lot of dogs to feed.
That is a lot of
Do you give
dogs.
them all like just hard food, or do you put water with it? Like in the summer,
Most
how
of the
do you
time,
feed a
most of the
dog?
time we got a pan we give them with just the regular, your regular dog chow.
Yeah. Do you suggest you feed the dog twice a day or once a day? Or does it depend on
we
the
usually
dog?
we usually feed them twice. What we'll do, we'll do our morning cleanings where we go through, we'll clean everybody's and we'll feed them, and then whichever officer is working the late shift, before he leaves, he'll go through and check just to make sure. If there's no food, he'll just refill the pan.
He'll refill the
And
pan.
if it's got food in it, well, it's good to
I
go.
always wondered, is it better to give dogs hard food, or do you need to add water to their food? Is there,
It
or is
kind
it their age that makes the
It
difference?
kind of depends on the dog. All the dogs are different, and you know, especially some that don't have like maybe good teeth. It's better to give them softer food, but
Now, there's something about hard food that helps to chip off the plaque that might get on their teeth. I think I heard that somewhere. But still, if they're older, they have to have soft food, or they can't chew it.
they lose their teeth too, just like people do when they get older.
I know some people that brush their dogs' teeth.
Oh yeah,
do y'all do that?
Well, he's actually due to get his brushed this week.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take him and get him a good dental cleaning.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you take him to a vet to do that, or do you all
Yeah,
do
there's
it?
going to be a vet who
I think
we're going
that's
to take
the
him to.
coolest thing. That's great.
And they said they're going to clean it, so for us, and he'll be smiling.
He'll be smiling like
He'll be
those
smiling.
pictures on TV. Those dogs with the big teeth
Yeah,
in their mouth. I love that.
Oh yeah, they got the perfectly white shiny teeth.
Well, tell me how you feel about working at the animal shelter.
Oh, I love working up there. It's real rewarding, especially when you get a dog that you pick it up and it's in a real bad condition, real bad state, and you're able to take care of it, and then it gets adopted to someone
To
it's
somebody
going to a
take
good
care
home
of
who's
it.
going to take care of it for the rest, and it's going to live a long, happy life.
That makes you feel good. Do you have dogs at your house?
Oh, I do. I've got 2 dogs at
Do
my
you?
house.
Do you find
Yes.
it hard sometimes not to take another one?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm sure
I'll
you do.
I'll see some of them like, oh, I'd take it home if I could. Actually, me and the other officer.
Kevin, I'm so proud of you, and I'm so proud that we have an animal shelter that does such great work here in Tullahoma. So we'll see you next month.
All right, sounds
And
good.
somebody call up and get Benny. He wants a home.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Looking for a unique gift for someone special, or perhaps something just for yourself? Then you need to check out Grady Mac Denim Company, right here in the heart of Tullahoma. Grady Mac features the full line of men's and women's Lucky brand apparel. Stop in and check out our denim production line. Grady Mac offers a full line of outdoor sporting apparel and much more. And check out our custom fly fishing equipment, fine art, and signed sports memorabilia. There's something for everyone at Grady Mac Denim Company, the most unique store in Tullahoma.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
The Charter Triple Play lets you experience TV, internet, and phone the way you want with no contracts. Hooked on HD? Now over 100 HD channels available. Movie lover? Get 10,000 on-demand movies and shows. 1,500 in HD, including movies in 3D. Missing your favorite shows? Record and watch TV with DVR service for 4 rooms and over 780 hours of storage space. Get Charter TV for $29.99 a month. Photo Fiend, Music Fan, Video Streamer? Switch to super fast Charter Internet and do it all with the bandwidth to support all your devices. At 30 megabits per second, Charter Internet is 10 times faster than the phone company's DSL. Get Charter Internet for $29.99 a month. Want more talk for less? Charter Phone has unlimited long-distance calling with no added fees like the phone company charges. Get Charter Phone for $29.99 a month. The new Charter Triple Play. TV, internet, and phone for just $29.99 a month each when bundled. Call 855-81-T-PLAY now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us on the set now the County Mayor, David Pennington. And you know, we want to talk to David about something here pretty important today, and probably we normally wouldn't have had this conversation until sometime next year. But yesterday, we have someone who announced that they are actually running for county mayor. Now, David told me some time ago, several months ago, that this would be his last term because he's got other things he wants to do.
Right.
But I guess we're going to go ahead and have this conversation now because there'll be politics going on out there.
You know, I think Bill Nichols has decided he wants to be the Democratic candidate, and he came by my office probably about a year ago, and we was in there talking. He wanted to talk about some other issue. You know, I've got that open door policy at my office where the front door and the back door. I think I'm probably the first one that I opened the back door. When I first got there, I thought, you know, there's 58,000 vehicles. And here I am at the back door of the hallway where you go get your tags. Right.
Now, David's office is just right across from where you got to go get your license for your cars.
That's my back door.
And he's not kidding. If he's in there, he'll be happy to talk to you.
That's right.
Without an appointment.
My back door and front door is open.
Exactly.
So I turned that desk around, and it's really paid off too. I mean, you know, whether it's if you want to complain or brag on the county, you've got that option because that door's open.
Right.
And so Bill come in, he wanted to talk to me about an issue, and we got to talk about it, and he's talking about this particular issue. I said, look, I'm not going to run for mayor next year. In 2014, you ought to consider doing it. And so I guess he went home and thought about it, and through the process of talking to his friends, and I'm sure he prayed about it too. You definitely got to do that.
Exactly.
He decided to do it, and I think Bill Nichols, he's a good man.
Okay. You have been mayor now for 7 years.
Yeah.
And got a year to go, so there's still
August the 31st.
Right.
Is my last day.
Right. So and that's
2014.
2014. So that's a little over a year. To go now. I know there's a lot of things that have happened in a positive way since you've been mayor. Kind of highlight some of the things that you're pleased with.
Before I do, let me just say this too. You know, I think that in that particular office, not the other office, but that office, I think a couple of terms is, you know, me personally, I think that's enough, you know, and you should be able to get done what you want to get done within a couple of terms. Of course, the first term, you know, you're finishing out somebody else's process, and then the second term, it's all you. And one of there's several things, but the schools, we were able to do a $43 million school program, remodeling and building program, through just the increase in sales tax. And if you remember, that was quite a campaign because Manchester, Tullahoma, and the county partnered up to do that program, and yet the voters voted 73% to increase their own sales tax because they seen the need for the schools. And I was really proud of the voters stepping up and do that.
And most of those schools have been completed or are almost completed.
Yeah, now they're still working on the middle school.
Right.
And matter of fact, they broke ground this spring. But I'll tell you the interesting thing about that, it's financed with sales tax by that little increase. But what people need to realize about that, we have people come through Tullahoma, Manchester, and rural Coffee County all the time with our interstate systems, and those people are helping us fund our school building program. People that don't even live in our county, that don't use our utility stuff much, but they still leave our sales tax here.
Particularly in the case of Manchester and the Bonnaroo and the association, you guys.
Yeah, you know, just Bonnaroo alone, just that extra month increase in the rural sales tax, because that's the only time we ever beat Tullahoma or Manchester. But it's this year it's about 650,000 more. In sales tax.
Unbelievable.
It is.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
And we need that, though, don't we?
We absolutely do need that.
Well, I like that where other people help fund our projects.
That's the best way to do it.
Yes.
And I'm sure every municipality or county would like to be in that situation.
Yeah, and another thing that I'm proud that we got done, and it's through the commission. You know, we got good commissioners, and you know, it's pretty stressful sometimes wondering, you know, about tax increases. You don't want them, and you know, you got to decide what's best for everybody. But we were able to do the new jail without a tax increase, you know, and so we're building a brand new 400-bed jail. And what I'd like to see is us keep the old jail and keep that as a workhouse. And we're going to have a conversation about this, and I'll tell you why. You know, there's a lot of times there's over 300 in the jail now. I'd like to see us use that, the main jail, because there are 2-man cells and there's also 1-man. I'd like to see us keep that for the hardened criminals. And I'd like us to keep the workhouse for DUIs, child support, you know, the lesser type crimes. And not fill our jail up so that if a person gets 1129, or if it's a state prisoner, you know, they're going to be there without having to worry about the overcrowdedness. And so we're going to work on that too.
What is the capacity of the new jail?
400.
400, okay.
And the old one's about 180 or so.
Right.
So if we could keep the lesser crime over into the workhouse, because, you know, that is a value to this county too, the city of Tullahoma, Manchester, and the rural.
Sure.
We use a lot of those.
Right.
Inmates.
You mentioned state inmates as well, and the county gets reimbursed for housing state inmates.
They absolutely do. And I'll tell you something else too. We can get reimbursed for the some of these other things too, you know, like the DUIs and stuff, because they've got to serve. So we can actually charge them so much a day for staying in the facility.
Right.
So it'll also be a revenue source too.
Right.
But when you house the state prisoners, though, you cannot count that. If you want to expand, you can't count that money that you're getting from the state as a source of revenue to make the payments. They just will not let you do that. But I mean, in reality, they're going to keep them there because the state has the same problem we do. They're full too.
And I know you got to be pleased with that it's now under construction. What is the completion date for?
It's going to be about mid-August.
Okay.
Just before I leave. Next year.
Next year, okay.
Just before I leave.
Right, okay. But that's been something that's been an issue in this county for years.
Well, since 1998, and they did get a little time. They bought some time by building that workhouse.
Right.
And so in 1998 decided to do that. And another, I'm going to step away from the jail because I know we're running out of time.
Yeah.
But another good thing that I'm proud that we did in the county is when I first got there, the only way that rural residents could get water line extensions was through grants. And you know, you see people all the time that live in the rural, because you know everybody too. And everybody has water issues. Either the wells are going dry or they're checked bad. So what I did when I got there, I made a deal with all the utilities, Manchester, Tullahoma, West Warren, and Hillsville, that the county will furnish the material, and we did it through that new plan that we created, that infrastructure plan, which takes in about $20,000 a month. And so we buy the material, West Warren, Hillsville, Manchester, and Tullahoma, they'll put it in, and they'll do the contracting, putting it in, but they also, it's a revenue source for them.
Exactly.
And so we put miles in the county, and we still got a source now to be able to solve that problem. After I'm gone, that'll be a continuous thing.
Right. You know, two things I want to cover real quick with 2 minutes we got left. I don't think people realize, I have heard, rather, let me back up a little bit, from numerous people that Mayor David Pennington has spent more time in Tullahoma and the surrounding areas throughout the entire county, perhaps more so than any other mayor. I don't think people realize that you actually were originally from Tullahoma.
Oh yeah, I was born and raised here, and then in 1965 is when we bought the Jiffy Burger in Manchester.
Right.
And that's when we moved from Tullahoma.
Right.
But not only am I the county mayor, I can also vote here. You know, I own property here.
Right.
I'm on the hospital board, the Heart and Hospital Board. And of course, you know, the round table meeting. I attended it. The Heart and Hospital Board, I was over here probably 3 or 4 times last week over that.
Exactly.
And I enjoy it. And I got a lot of friends down here. Dick Langford, you know, every time I come over, I got to come and check on Dick Langford.
Exactly.
And so I've really enjoyed being the mayor, and I consider it an honor that, you know, that people put me in that position. And I hope that I've done what those people wanted me to do.
I think you've done an absolute great job. Of course, I'm a little bit biased because David and I have become good friends here during this process. Real quick, David, I know you've got some projects that you want to do personally after you leave office, and tell us about one of those, because I think it's really exciting.
Well, we got 30 seconds. I don't know if I can talk.
Go ahead and take a minute.
Okay.
Philip will figure it out.
All right. Well, what I'm working on is a program called Super Collector. How do you become one? You've seen the Pickers and the Pawn Stars.
Exactly.
And then, like the Pickers, they'll go in and buy 3 or 4 things. Well, I want to do this show and show people how you can make money at it, and I want to educate the people. So I'll give you an example. I went to the flea market the other day, and there was a bottle for $5, a Cheerio bottle, $5.
Right.
They had a 16-ounce, 7-ounce bottle, a 7-Up bottle. They wanted $10 for. So I buy the Cheerio bottle for $5. It's an older bottle in the 20s, and that bottle, I watched one just like it on eBay, brought $131.67. And that's what I want to teach people. How to make money. It'll be an entertaining show, but it'll also show you as an individual how to make money yourself.
Exactly.
Attended some of these flea markets and auctions, and I want to educate people about it.
Right.
And I think it'd be interesting.
It is.
Go in instead of like the pickers buy 4 or 5 things. I want to buy the whole building.
Right.
Sell some of it, clear that, and have that other as your retirement, or of course you'd have to maintain it, and things change a lot.
Yeah.
So you got to stay with the market, and that's what I want to do. I want to teach people how to have fun and make some money at it.
Okay. And as always, David will be having fun because he's looking forward to that, I know.
Absolutely.
Well. David, thank you so much for coming by today, and thank you so much for your service to the county, and you've done a great job, I think. I think almost everybody would agree.
Well,
to
thank
that.
you.
All right.
I appreciate that.
All right. Folks, we'll be right back with more living following these messages.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
When you see the sign, The Main Event, take a close look inside at a hair studio that offers services by some of the best master stylists in Middle Tennessee. These stylists offer a list of services that compete with large city salons, from trendy cuts for men, women, and children to the latest color techniques, including highlights and bold color accents. Other services offered include permanent hair weaving and relaxing to formal hairstyle for that special occasion. You can also give yourself a very special treat with a full makeover, including full body waxing. For your convenience, we are open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until the last client leaves happy. Call and make your appointment at 931-571-8682 or stop by our Tullahoma location at 207 North Jackson Street. Pamper yourself at The Main Event today.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No 2 visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Weather vanes are one of the oldest methods of weather prediction. While there are a multitude of designs, the most sensitive weather vane is this rather unattractive dish shape. It detects rain, sleet, snow, even wind. You know it's working because when the bad weather comes in, your TV signal goes out. Quite ingenious.
Outdated satellite technology is no match for clear, reliable TV from Charter.
Welcome back, folks. Last Wednesday night at the old post office in Tullahoma, now the First Christian Church Annex, there was a concert on the dock with the Motlow Jazz Band featuring Rooster and the Red Maiden doing Unforgettable.
those things to me never before has someone been more unforgettable in every and forevermore. That's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable things that I am unforgettable to you. Unforgettable in every and forevermore. That's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable to you.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
The highest standard of trust offers a sense of safety and comfort. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of trust in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
family's favorite shows shouldn't have to fight to be seen. With Charter, you get 4 DVRs, so now every family member can watch what they want, when they want, where they want, without any battles. Call now to get DVR service for your home.
I'm on the set today with Annie Clements and Cliff Roberts. I am so glad to see you guys.
Thank you.
And
Glad to
I
be
know
here.
that you're getting ready to do the oldies show. And are we calling it the Golden Oldies?
No, it's just the Ultimate Oldies,
Ultimate
a little
Oldies.
bit country and a lot of rock and roll.
I like it.
Yeah, we can
Is
put
that a
a
song?
little country segment in it, so some old vintage country. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And it's still being done by, who's your director?
Jamie Harden.
Jamie Harden. And he is a genius to have pulled this out of the hat. And
That's
I'm
wonderful.
always curious to know, here's some basic stuff. We want to make sure if you want a ticket that you call the number on this, which is 570-4489, preceded by 931. So if y'all can get that on the screen, that would be good. 931-570-4489.
Or you can go to millenniumrep.org and pick your seats. You can see what
I think
seats
the
are left.
greatest thing that you all are doing at the Manchester Art Center, by the way, is getting tickets online.
Oh, yeah.
Because
it's been a lot of work to develop that.
And I know that
system
you
and
are the brain
train
behind the
volunteers.
tickets online, and that's huge.
It
but you all
is,
have
but
it down
it's-
to a fine science,
Oh,
don't
and
you?
it's huge, but less huge than it was before it was online.
And
so
how much
those
are
people who
tickets?
did it before
when
the
people
online,
go online, what do they pay for a ticket?
they're $15 across the board now for this show.
For this show?
Yeah. Yes.
That's probably a good idea because it
Yeah.
sells out every year. You
Yes,
need to get
it's
a
a-
ticket. How many nights are you going to do it?
We're going to do 9 shows.
Wow, 3 weeks? Is that
Yeah,
3
we're
weeks?
doing 2 weeks, and then Labor Day weekend, we're skipping that.
Yeah.
And then we're doing the next weekend.
Then doing that. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, and give everybody a little break.
Do you have any idea how much money you all bring in with this show? Not that it matters, but it goes for
I'm
such a
not
good
sure.
cause.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really a fundraiser for the
It's
Manchester Art
probably the
Center.
biggest fundraiser you have.
Right.
For the art center itself, there's
Right.
two organizations there, and this probably
So this goes
carries
to the art center to keep the roof on the building,
Exactly,
and keep the bills
the air
paid,
conditioner
and,
and-
and
Right.
that's huge.
Yes.
I know
No.
people that just come to a show don't understand. how
Right,
tough
they think
that
we're
is.
funded because it says Manchester Art Center. They think it's funded by Manchester, which is not.
No, it's funded
Yeah.
by the guys that are inside sweating it out all
right,
the time.
and the tickets.
Let's
the-
tell the people
the
about the show. What
people
time
who-
does it start?
7:30 are the night
7:30.
shows, and then the matinee on Sunday is 2 o'clock.
It's 2 o'clock. And Cliff, what are some of the things you're doing?
You Belong to Me. Let's see.
You belong to me.
Yeah, that's a Dupree song.
And he's got a mesmerizing voice. If you've never heard it.
I know.
We're doing some Righteous Brothers stuff. J.D. Tolliver and I are doing that, and it's just.
And
I'm singing on them quite a few songs. It's
And
just,
Jamie picks all the
yes,
music.
yeah.
And how about you? What are you doing, Annie?
I am doing a little bit. I do a duet with Let It Be with JD, who's got a beautiful
Be,
voice.
Let It Be.
Yes,
The Beatles.
songs.
Good.
The Beatles.
And Dolly, my favorite is the Dolly Parton
Yeah, you're doing.
Coat of Many Colors.
Oh, you're doing that?
Yes, it's a little snippet during
Yeah.
the small
And then
section
aren't you
that's
doing
got
a
couple
Loretta
of
Lynn?
country. I'm not, but another
Harden.
Somebody else is doing
Becky
Loretta
Harden,
Lynn.
Jamie's
So-
wife, is singing one.
So you're doing
Beautiful.
those little snippets of country.
Yeah, and I'm doing a Johnny
Yes.
Cash song in there.
That's
Ring
good.
of Fire. So.
And I'm almost surprised you're not doing a George Jones since we lost him this year. You'll
Well,
have to think
we
about
just-
that next year.
Yeah. Yeah,
because-
it's you could do this, you know, it just keeps getting bigger and
The
bigger.
show gets bigger and bigger,
Yeah,
and,
and you have to really cut some. We had to cut some songs out
Right,
of the ones
he,
we were going
he
to do.
started out with about 10 more than he could ultimately
it's hard
keep
when
in.
you're working with a show like this, or like the country show. It's hard to squeeze it down.
That's right.
And then, you know, you hate to say, well, I'm sorry you can only sing one song this year.
Yeah.
But that's what you have to do sometimes.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, you have
it's
to.
awesome that you all have kept it out there. Well, how many years has it been
This is
going
the
on?
fourth year.
Fourth year.
Mhm.
And I think it'll go on forever.
I hope so.
I think it will, because it always makes money. People enjoy. It's fun.
Yeah.
You just come there and
it's
have
like
a good
party.
time.
It's a
And what are
like
some
an
of the things
old-fashioned
that
party.
the Manchester Art Center needs that you all are trying to raise funds for?
The roof right now is the big thing.
See, we're in the same
yeah.
situation at Tullahoma, the Civic Center.
Yeah.
Where the leaky
a
roof
roof
is causing a
not
problem.
an inexpensive thing.
Oh,
it costs
right.
a lot of money.
Yeah, ours is a flat roof over there too, and they're just super expensive. So it's just.
Does the whole thing need doing?
some of it, I mean, we have a leak right now.
And I
That's
would
what-
just guarantee you that the Manchester Arts Center would take a donation from anybody that would like to donate money.
Oh, yes.
Whether you come to the show or not, buy a
That's
ticket.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes it's good to just help support this wonderful
Right.
organization. Let's tell about some of the things you all house over there. Not only do you have the association, but you have little people, middle-sized
Yes,
people.
we have
what do you have?
Millennium Repertory Company.
And what are they doing right now?
The show that's coming up is actually a Teen Actors Guild, which is a subset
Yeah.
of the Millennium Repertory Company, and they are doing this coming weekend the
Into the Woods.
Into the Woods,
Yeah.
yes, Into the Woods. And the sweetest thing, I saw a good portion of that group of kids that's doing Into the Woods at Motlow.
Yes,
to watch
the
Grease.
director, Rachel
and I
Parker,
thought
made-
that was beautiful.
made a very
That they
important.
were over there supporting other people, because
Right.
artists should support artists
Right.
as well as the community.
Right.
And well, we got to you have a Wee Actors Guild.
And we have a Wee Actors Guild.
WAG.
They've announced their next show for next year's season is The Little Mermaid, Disney's
wow.
the
That'll-
junior version
that'll be a
for little
big
people.
sale.
It will be wonderful.
That will be
I think.
wonderful. And if anybody wants to get involved with your organization, would that be the number to call?
Yes, 931-570-4489, or you can visit millenniumrep.org to find out more information about the season that's coming up. And all of the community is welcome to become a member of Millennium Repertory Company, which is a $5 membership fee, and
Well,
that
you can't beat
we're
the
a
price,
complete
can you?
democracy.
Yeah.
The shows that are selected are
And
selected
you all
by
do
a democratic
a lot
process.
of shows every year.
We're doing
There's somebody on
4
stage all
adult
the time.
shows, 2 teen shows, and 1 Wee Actors
And
Guild
I
show, so-
noticed that the oldies show was rehearsing while other shows were going on stage. It's a
Yes.
great stage over there, by the way.
It's
not a bad
Yeah.
seat in the house. Doesn't
Right.
matter where you sit, and you can always get a good seat. So
Right.
I know you have a season ticket, right?
Yes.
Yes.
For everything, is each group a different season, or does it involve everything?
All of the 7 shows, the 4 Millennium Rep shows, the 2 Teen Actors shows, and the Wee Actors show,
Yeah.
that is a season of 7.
Okay, don't forget to call this number, make your reservation, go online at
millenniumrep.org.
.org. $15 to see one of the greatest shows you'll ever see, the Ultimate Oldies. I'm so glad you all came. We never have enough time. Any last
That's
word
true.
you want to throw out there?
Come and see us.
Come see
Yeah.
the show. Bring your mom in there.
Doing 9 shows.
We'll
Catch
be back
one.
with other things. Thank you.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
Hello, my name is Joe Stroop with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. I'm here to talk to you about a couple incentives that are going on between now and end of the year. First is your federal tax credit up to $300. Secondly, 0% financing up to 15 months on XL products. Third, spring promotion up to $1,100. Finally, $500 incentives from your local power distributor. Please give us a call at 455-8757. Thank you.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors, and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Cove Lake, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Martin Weekly, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, Rugby in the Big South Fork, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
If you like HDTV, you're going to like what Charter's been up to. Adding so much free HD that Charter TV is a whole new experience. National Geographic HD, Animal Planet HD, Discovery HD, Sports in HD, movies, news, kids programming. Plus, Charter now has thousands of free movies and shows in HD on demand anytime. You want to see more TV in HD? Try Charter. It's smarter.
All right, I'm here at South Jackson Civic Center with Dr. Michael Bradley, who is going to give us an explanation about a traveling exhibit that has come here from the state of Tennessee. Mike, what do we have here?
We have an exhibit done by the Tennessee State Museum called Hoofbeats in the Heartland. It emphasizes the influence and importance of cavalry during the war between the states. It influences both U.S. and Confederate cavalry. But all of the people who are illustrated here in this exhibit either are from Tennessee or fought here in Tennessee during the war.
And how long will this exhibit be here?
This exhibit will be on display here for all of August and September. We have it for 2 months.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It's a wonderful time. It will be open to the public on Sundays from 1 to 3. And if school groups, church groups, civic groups, scout groups, any other groups would like to come at other times, all they need to do is call and we'll make a time when we'll come down, open the door, and let them see the exhibit.
All right, that's wonderful. Why don't we just talk about it traveling? Why don't we travel through it right quick?
Well, first of all, meet Bromfield Ridley from Smyrna. You know, the Ridley name is still very prominent around Smyrna. The family's been in business there for a long time. Here we have Confederate leaders that were important in Tennessee during the war. Of course, everybody knows Bedford Forrest and Joe Wheeler, John Hunt Morgan, sort of the big three. William Hicks Jackson, post-war, one of the owners of Belle Meade up in Nashville. Basil Duke, brother-in-law to John Hunt Morgan. George Dibbrell from up at Sparta.
All right.
These are some of the people that would be important here. James H. Wilson, U.S. Army, commanded cavalry here in Tennessee during the last years of the war. John T. Wilder commanded U.S. troops at Hoover's Gap, passed through Tullahoma, over at Cowan and Deckard, fought at Chickamauga. Liked what he saw in Tennessee, so after the war he moved back here and became mayor of Chattanooga for several terms. Samuel P. Carter, native of Tennessee, but general in the United States Army. Truly a divided family in that case. James P. Brownlow, everybody knows his father, the wartime governor, Parson Brownlow. You either applaud or you cuss when you say Parson Brownlow's name. He was that kind of man. This is his son. Alvin Gillum, another of the U.S. cavalry commanders, and John Kennett, who was from St. Petersburg, Russia. A man who had quite a career.
And on these boards, there are write-ups about each of these gentlemen.
That's correct. A lot of good, concise information, and a good place for you to start if you'd like to learn more. Here's a reenactor, a modern-day reenactor wearing authentic Confederate cavalry uniform, showing you the saber, canteen, pistol, carbine, and how he would have carried the carbine when he was in the saddle, so it didn't get hung on bushes as he went galloping by.
All right.
And adjacent to that, we have another modern-day reenactor showing us the same from the Union perspective. Notice this fellow carries his carbine in a different fashion. That's why, incidentally, today we call these things carabiners.
Oh,
they were originally intended to hang a carbine on, not to use when you were scaling a rock cliff. And notice this fellow is a little better equipped. He always carried his saber and his pistol, and he has a repeating carbine rather than the muzzle loader that the Confederate was carrying. Not only regular troops, but guerrillas rode horses as well. Guerrillas have to be mobile. What we tend to forget or never knew was that the war here in Middle Tennessee was very much like Afghanistan. This area was overrun with guerrillas, and here are some of the most famous of the guerrillas, including Ellis Harper, who lived up near Gallatin, survived the war and was killed in a shootout over politics in 1908.
It's amazing what politics will get a man into.
Here's a model, a diorama of a blockhouse that was used to guard the railroads, because these railroad bridges, highly susceptible to guerrillas coming along and burning down the bridges if you didn't guard them. You would have found a blockhouse like this up at Normandy, War Trace, Estill Springs. You would have found them scattered all up and down the railroad, dozens of them within just a few miles of Tullahoma. Also, as the cavalry came along, the civilian population had to learn to live with the soldiers. Here's a photograph of Murfreesboro. Notice these tents and shanties have been built on the courthouse lawn, so occupation was a regular thing. Here at Tullahoma, there was a refugee camp just down the hill here from South Jackson, near the CD Stamps Community Center. So we were a part of this aspect of the war as well. Now here we have a replica of a McClellan saddle, called a McClellan saddle after the man who invented it. You notice this is not intended to be gentle on your behind.
Mm-hmm.
This is intended to be gentle on the horse's back. You are not as important as the horse. That was one thing that the cavalry was told. The horse ate more, cost more, therefore you took care of the horse. And here's the horse's tack as it would have appeared pretty much on either side during the war. And here is some artifacts that show the cavalryman's equipment. Here's a carabiner, spurs of course, cartridges for the Spencer repeating rifle. Those are not fired, by the way, so I wouldn't mess with them too much. And some of the more famous cavalry battles. Notice that Hoover's Gap, number 4, is one of those famous cavalry battles. Just here, not more than a dozen or so miles from Tullahoma. Others, not far by, several of them scattered around Murfreesboro. This pistol is wooden. It's a souvenir that was given out in 1924 to the people who attended the Confederate Veterans Reunion in Memphis.
And who is this gentleman?
Well, this is James F. Moore, who was from Tennessean in the United States Army, 8th Tennessee Cavalry, U.S. Fought up in East Tennessee. And here are some of the political propaganda from the war. Notice this obviously is a good Republican newspaper because all of the devils shown here are Democrats. Some papers might still agree with that point of view. Here's General Joe Wheeler as he appears in the Spanish-American War when he had rejoined the United States Army. And then some of the newspaper headlines that remind us that the memory of the war is still very much with us. As William Faulkner said, the past ain't dead, it ain't even past. And here we have a couple of other reminders of the war. A music player, if you want to know what cavalry call sounded like when the bugler played it, come press the button.
Oh, very well.
And here we just have a thank you to the people who have helped put this together. Now locally, the exhibit is sponsored by the Dr. J.B. Cowan Camp, Sons of Confederate Veterans, with very much thanks to South Jackson for all of their assistance in putting this on. We also have a couple of underwriters, the Harton Family Partners, and Southern Community Bank.
All right, so Dr. Bradley, thank you for this quick tour, and the public needs to know that this will be here for a month.
Yes, and we do have a couple of display cases with other artifacts that people would want to look at. We have books about the war, particularly the mounted aspect of the war. So people will have a lot to learn if they want to come down and visit. Just call 808-1941 and we'll make you an appointment.
Dr. Michael Bradley, thank you so
My
much,
pleasure.
sir, for
Thank
sharing
you.
your knowledge.
Always good to talk with you.
Are you a shoeanista with no place local to find your style? Well, now you don't have to travel any further than Bren's Shoe Boutique, located at the Village on Jackson, 1940 North Jackson Street, Suite 120 in Tullahoma. From funky to formal, you can find the fit and style that will make you smile at Bren's. A shoeanista herself, owner Brenda Kemp offers brands like Rocket Dog, Jessica Simpson, Mia, Nine West, J. Renee, Bandolino, and more. Want that accessory splash that none of your friends have? Bren's offers a selection of one-of-a-kind handbags and jewelry with just the right bling. So if your shoe selection doesn't stack up, find what you've been looking for at a price you can afford at Bren's Shoe Boutique, now open in Tullahoma.
Hi, this is Peter and I work for the American Red Cross. During events like this, people are always asking how they can help. For just an hour of your time, and a little stick in the arm, you too can help save a life. There's always a constant need for blood. Make an appointment with the American Red Cross and donate some blood. Call 1-800-RED-CROSS or go online to redcrossblood.org. Thank you.
Charter Triple Play lets you experience TV, internet, and phone the way you want with no contracts. Hooked on HD? Now over 100 HD channels available. Movie lover? Get 10,000 on-demand movies and shows. 1,500 in HD, including movies in 3D. Missing your favorite shows? Record and watch TV with DVR service for 4 rooms and over 780 hours of storage space. Get Charter TV for $29.99 a month. Photo Fiend, Music Fan, Video Streamer? Switch to super fast Charter Internet and do it all with the bandwidth to support all your devices. At 30 megabits per second, Charter Internet is 10 times faster than the phone company's DSL. Get Charter Internet for $29.99 a month. Want more talk for less? Charter Phone has unlimited long-distance calling with no added fees like the phone company charges. Get Charter Phone for $29.99 a month. The new Charter Triple Play. TV, internet, and phone for just $29.99 a month each when bundled. Call 855-81-T-PLAY now.
All right, we're back, and this is going to be fun right here, folks. We have our buddy, Dr. Ed Lawson, back on set with us. And Ed, a couple of months ago, how many months ago?
That's February.
February, many months ago, was given an opportunity to go on the road and tour with a wonderful rock and roll band.
Yes.
As their chiropractor. Not to be named.
Right. As their chiropractor.
As their chiropractor. And tell us a little bit about the process that you had to go through, because you were chosen and you had to not really audition, but you know, go before them and prove yourself. And there was probably many people trying to get this job.
Yeah, there was a few people, and I think the other chiropractor had a say, and he called. What happened is he called one of my teachers. That I go to these seminars every year, and he called him up and said, "Hey, I'm looking for a doctor." I had just called his wife because she's a consultant for chiropractic businesses, and she had come to my office, and she went back and told the teacher. She said, "Hey, Ed practices more like you do than any other office I've been in." So he's like, wow, okay, cool. So anyway, when this opportunity came up, when my life was opened up to be free and I could go anywhere I wanted, I called her up and said, hey, I know you've seen a lot of practices across the country. I want to move to the West Coast. I want a new scene. I just want to, and I don't want to run a business anymore. I just want to work for somebody else and not be tied down so much. And so what happened was she said, okay, I think I can help you do that. So then their chiropractor calls them, the band's chiropractor calls, said, hey, we need a doctor who does these kind of things. And they said, oh, well, we have just the one. So then I got the call and they said, how would you like to do that? I'm like, sure. And so I went and interviewed and I got the job.
And so instead of going to the office every day on here in Tullahoma, you call on a tour bus?
Sometimes. Or
sometimes you
fly on a charter plane or commercial. It's just different. Depends on how we need to get there and how many people are involved.
Okay, so before we get into all of the places that this has allowed you to go, give us sort of a quick breakdown on what your day is like when you're working with this group of people and you go to a show. Kind of how does that all work?
So we sometimes the show's ended and we go to the hotel, and the next day we go to an airport. You know, it's not early. We fly to the other venue, and then we'll get picked. I'll walk off the plane and 20 feet step on a van that carries us to the venue. You know, that's pretty awesome. We drive onto the airport, up to the plane, step off the plane, and I mean, step off the van and into the plane. It's just, I'm like, wow, this is a great way to travel.
Okay,
Instead of going through all that
Yeah,
security,
yeah.
but this is private stuff, so
Right.
it's like that.
But as far as you and your work involving these people, what happens when you get off that plane?
As soon as we get off the plane, we go to the venue. We pull up, we drive into the place. I go find my room. I've got a room with my case in it. I start setting up. So I set up the portable equipment, the chiropractic table and all that stuff, and then I'll start seeing,
Whoever.
whoever, members of the band, some management, or the crew, whoever needs it. But mainly, why I'm there is for performance. Chiropractors are great at helping athletes perform, and I had no idea what kind of athletics. You've been dancing before, right?
Oh, sure.
Can you imagine dancing and singing for 3 hours?
A bunch of times a week.
Yeah, 15, 16 times a month.
Yeah.
I mean, that's every other night almost, average.
Yeah.
So it's like running a marathon.
Right.
And so, and I've danced and stuff, and I'm like, I get winded, and then it didn't occur to me how strenuous an activity performing
It's
is.
very strenuous.
So it's athletics.
Right.
So really, a lot of chiropractors help, like with the girls' Olympic volleyball team has a chiropractor.
Right.
I mean, and so it increases performance. And so if you want the edge, or you want to have if you want your performance increase, if you want to have a good quality performance, chiropractors can help you do that.
And a lot of people think, oh boy, how great would it be if I could be on a road crew with Kenny Chesney or Alan Jackson or whoever, big Pink Floyd, whatever. Those people, the electric guys, that is some of the hardest work that you can ever do, physical work. Yeah. Moving all of that stuff off of that airplane or wherever it needs to go.
So there's a number.
Setting all that rigging up, and I'm sure you help those people as well.
I've worked on them. Here they've got a number of semi-trucks, close to 20, that move all this stuff around. They get to a venue, they have to set it up in like 9 hours.
Right.
They have to be able to break it down in 6 hours and go maybe the next day and set it up again. So these guys are, and this is a huge, imagine loading and unloading. Yeah. I mean, they have local guys they hire to help load and unload.
Right.
But as far as putting it all together and stuff, it's amazing.
Okay. Real quick. Because of this job that you've taken on, give us a little whirlwind tour of what you've been able to see and places you've been able to go because of this.
Well, I got to go back to Toronto. I was outside the L&N Tower, which I'd seen it 30 years ago, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that was the only time I'd been outside the country except for when I went to Japan for karate. Other than that, I've never been anywhere. So then I've gotten to tour all over Europe. I went to South Africa. I got to go shark diving with great white sharks. So they put.
Did you feel like you might be breakfast?
No, I was so cold. That water is cold, even though we had on a wetsuit. I was freezing, and so I wasn't thinking about that. Some of the other guys, I mean, they hang a shark cage over the side of the boat, and you climb in the cage, and there's like 6 of us in there. They have a tuna head on a rope. They throw it out there and wait. And then they'll say, go under, and then you go under because then they can see the shark coming before we can. And when you have on the mask, and they pull that tuna head, and the shark comes, and then so for a while he was only coming to my end. And so he was this close. I mean, I could reach out and touch him, those dead eyes they have, and he'd swim by, he's big. So we saw about, I think, 6 different sharks that day, they said, and there was a big group of us that went. Well, one of them apparently came and stopped and just stared at him for a minute. I wasn't in it that time, and they had spooked some of the guys. It was funny. Yeah. And then another time, sometimes he would bite that thing, and they would try to wrestle it out of him. And the last one was thrashing sideways against the cage. They're not interested in us at all. They don't care about us. They're wanting a little snack. They're not really that hungry. So they're
eating machines.
They just came to these. I guess they're the breeding grounds and stuff. Yeah. And there's a bunch of them always down there. Huh. And the biggest one we saw was like about 12 feet long. And when he was thrashing against the side, the other guy said he did touch him. You weren't supposed to stick our hands out because if they flinch, they can break it. So it was pretty amazing. I got to tour the Tower of London. I got to tour Jameson Distillery in Scotland. I got to eat at the Brazen Head, which is the oldest pub in Ireland. It began in the 1100s. And that was pretty awesome. So I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to eat? I had the Irish stew, and I'm thinking, so then my fiance Kelly calls and says, how was dinner? And I said, I don't, so that kind of jogged my memory, and I'm like, I know what this is. It's my mom's pot roast. I grew up on Irish stew. I didn't even know it.
Well, with your family heritage, that's part of it, the Scottish Irish deal. So, well, when are you going back out?
In the first week of September.
First week of September.
We go for South America, and then we end up, we go to Japan, Australia, so North America, Europe. I've been to Prague. I got to walk around in Prague for a while, and Germany and Norway. Where when the show was over, it's 11 o'clock at night. The sun was still up. I mean, it was daylight outside. I'm like, it's over.
Kind of strange.
It's weird. Yeah, it was really weird. So I've gotten to see a lot of things I never would have had the opportunity to see.
Well, thank you for spending time with us while you're in town. Dr. Ed Lawson on tour with a superstar. We'll be right back after these messages.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
Hello, my name is Joe Stroop with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration. I'm here to talk to you about a couple incentives that are going on between now and the end of the year. First is your federal tax credit up to $300. Secondly, 0% financing up to 15 months on XL products. Third, spring promotion up to $1,100. Finally, $500 incentives from your local power distributor. Please give us a call at 455-8757. Thank you.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors, and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Cove Lake, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Martin Weakley, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, Rugby in the Big South Fork, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
If you like HD TV, you're going to like what Charter's been up to. Adding so much free HD that Charter TV is a whole new experience. National Geographic HD, Animal Planet HD, Discovery HD, Sports in HD, movies, news, kids programming. Plus, Charter now has thousands of free movies and shows in HD on demand anytime. You want to see more TV in HD? Try Charter. It's smarter.
Welcome back. I'm glad to be on the set today with a familiar face, Miss Marilyn Ewing.
Well,
and you're here to talk about school and
oh my goodness,
a bazaar or something you guys are
Absolutely.
having.
Of course, school bells are ringing.
I know, everywhere.
Everywhere. And
not
such.
like it was when I was a kid.
I
We
know.
got the whole summer off.
Exactly. It seems like the summer has been shortened and so on, but they're back, and it means supplies. It means a lot of things. For mom and dad, it could be just a treacherous type situation and such. But
so you're going to talk about this bazaar that's coming up August 10th?
Exactly. It's a back-to-school bazaar, and it's going on there at the Coffee County Administrative Plaza there in Manchester, and it's coming up on August 10th. Now, it's going to go on.
Administrative Plaza is just before you get into Manchester on the right, that big long
That's
strip.
right.
Okay.
That's right. It's going to be a lot of things going on there. It's going to get started around 10 o'clock and last until 6 o'clock on August 10th. So wanting everyone to come out and just kind of sow that seed with school supplies. And, you know, there's a lot of things when that child gets that list and and you know.
And so you're going to have it all sequestered there in
Absolutely.
one area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How nice is that?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So
now, is all this for sale? Is that it, or is some of it giveaway?
Absolutely, it's giveaway. We ask
Wow.
that individuals actually bring school supplies so they can be distributed amongst
That's
families
wonderful.
and kids. So I think that's going to be a
So you're
a really
giving
good thing.
to just whoever comes?
Absolutely, it is open to the public, and you know, it's just going to be a wonderful thing.
What are some of the supplies?
Oh
Like
my goodness!
backpacks.
Yeah, the backpacks,
notebooks,
rulers, glue, all of the things that
pencils, paper, anything you
Sure.
might use at school that would be on
Absolutely.
your list.
That's right.
What a wonderful thing to do.
It is. It's going to be wonderful.
Who heads
and
this up?
This is going to be, well, there's actually just a few volunteers and individuals in the Coffee County area that actually is putting this together with the help of lots of vendors will be on hand. I mean, you can shop, eat, and have a lot of fun all during this
great.
day. So some of the vendors will include Pink Zebra, Country Gourmet Home. It's just all kinds of wonderful
Now, are
people.
those vendors selling things?
Yes, they have
are
things to
selling
they have things to
Okay.
offer that we might like, and sweet treats and all of these wonderful things.
That's wonderful.
So I think it's going to be a great afternoon.
And
Again,
so it's for the whole family.
absolutely, bring the family out, bring those school supplies out,
And bring your list because
sure.
you can get it
Mhm.
filled right there. That's,
Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's going to be a wonderful time. Again, it's coming up this weekend, August 10th, from 10 until 6 o'clock all day long. So please include that in your plans this weekend. I think
And
that's
is that
great.
for anybody within our listening area?
That's right. That's right. Come on out. Just if you can see us, hear us, it's for you. Bring that list and have a great time that day. I think it's going to be wonderful. And you know, we're talking about all of this going on. Of course, those school bells ringing and such. And of course, that means
School
more
buses out there.
buses on the roads and more traffic each morning and each afternoon. And we should be mindful of that.
Oh,
Yeah,
certainly we
yeah.
should. And every morning, every afternoon, people need to be slowing down. Children sometimes dash out.
That's right.
And they don't think. And
Absolutely.
so we have to do the thinking.
That's right. That's right. A lot more traffic and such going on. So please be mindful of reduced speed limits and all of this. You know, sometimes we find we're all in a rush.
I know.
Sometimes, but yeah,
People
it's
need
very
to slow down anyway, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
I think everybody's in too big a rush.
Yeah,
these
I
days.
agree, Miss Peggy. I do. Back to this bazaar, there are a couple of phone numbers I did want to give
okay.
for additional information, or there may still be time for you to actually be a vendor or a volunteer, because there's a lot of work to be put into
Sure.
this. Always. Lisa Buchanan is one of the individuals. Her number is area code 615-579-7477, or Katie Williams is another individual you can certainly speak with at 931-247-3307.
And that's if you want to volunteer to
Volunteer,
help in some
mhm,
way.
volunteer or
and I
vendor.
suppose you'd be looking for people for next year.
Absolutely, always.
And so
yeah.
to keep this thing going. And
Sure.
it's for the entire viewing region.
Absolutely.
I think that is awesome.
It is. It is. It's
And
gonna be-
I'm excited for, and there must be a lot of people that can't quite afford everything.
Oh my goodness, it's so
and
expensive.
So this
Yeah.
is an opportunity to get the supplies for their children and be prepared for the
Absolutely.
school year.
Absolutely.
Well, Marilyn,
Yes.
our time is up.
Oh,
Have we
my.
said it all?
I think we've said it all. I think we've covered
thanks for
everything, Miss
coming.
Peggy. Thank
Good
you
to see
so much.
We'll be back with more. Well, I don't know. It may be time to go. Who knows?
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com, featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
The highest standard of trust offers a sense of safety and comfort. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of trust in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation. Maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
family's favorite shows shouldn't have to fight to be seen. With Charter, you get 4 DVRs, so now every family member can watch what they want, when they want, where they want, without any battles. Call now to get DVR service for your home.
All right. We're back.
Are we back?
We're back. We've been around the world.
We have, haven't we? I'm so excited for Ed Lawson.
Yeah. What a
Number
great
one,
deal.
I'm excited that
What a
he's
job.
engaged.
Yeah,
and that
you
we
know,
have all those
who gets a job like that?
Great job.
You know, anyway.
And to totally change your life. That takes courage.
That's right. South Jackson Goes Country this
Oh,
weekend.
yeah, that's right.
And what we're going to do right now, I guess, is we're going to end the show with a piece from maybe last year's show or the year
that's
before.
close to the finale.
This is Jacob
And it's
Wright.
a song that you
This is Jacob.
wrote.
Yes.
Strut.
Strut.
Oh, we played Strut. Okay.
Yeah.
We're playing Strut.
Well, we'll strut right on
So
out of
last
here.
year we ended with your song. This year we're starting with your song.
Okay.
So you're the man.
For whatever that means, folks, thank you for watching today. We'll be back next time.
Bye-bye.
This next song is one my dad wrote for me and some other people. We got to keep your head high and strut through all the tough stuff in life. So get me going.